Stan, we're just trying to get it so that one of the streams is on Discord so that I can mute myself so that it doesn't echo between Roblox and Discord. That's what we're trying to do. If you would mind, I'm going to invite you to speak. If you could just stream for us, that would be great. So that I know that Timbo is working on it, but I don't know if it's going to be ready in time. And I can start my statement, and we can take questions.
I think he's AFK.
Sorry, everybody.
Hey, Toast, wake up.
He's not AFK. He's talking to me right now.
Oh. Yeah, I think he wants to search you.
What?
He's frisked you, sir.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, Stan, that would be great.
Mr. Jack?
And we can take questions. Excellent, thank you. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, I'm going to mute myself now. Okay. So you should be able to hear me both in game and on Discord. Perfect. He's excellent. Okay, he's talking to me right
Yep,
now.
we can hear you. Yeah, I think he wants to
All right.
What?
Many, if not most of you, know that last week we delivered our state's second State of the State in the Chamber of the Senate. This speech was met with mixed reception, unlike my first State of the State, which is reflective of the mixed feelings about our community that many of you share. We're not sure where the future is taking us. Halfway through Ridgeway's third year, we find ourselves faced with serious questions. Is activity coming back? And will it be consistent? Are updates truly coming? How can police and public service departments resume their normal operations again? How will we continue to grow our businesses? These are all questions that we cannot answer definitively right now. When we look out ahead, we see a cloudy gray horizon where we once saw a clear blue sky. This administration will not quit in our drive towards creating lasting solutions to the problems our state faces. Though our path is long and the road is hard, I can see the sun behind that cloudy horizon ahead of us. In the meantime, this administration is not going to wait for a signal to get back to work. I am pleased to appoint Yervais BF of the Palmer Times to the position of Communications Director for the Governor's Office. His first priority will be to establish a press corps using his ties to our community's thriving news agencies. In continuing our efforts to increase and maintain the activity of our judicial system, I am additionally pleased to nominate Magistrate Judge Insert Reality to be a Superior Court Judge. Insert has shown a high level of dedication and quality of jurisprudence at the magistrate level, and I'm excited to elevate him to the Superior Court tonight. You have all spoken, and I hear you. It's clear that the biggest challenges our community faces are development support and long-term sustained activity. While the government can't create development, we can support that the Park Service will resume its operations after the close of the next Let's See class. We are making this a priority. Tonight and tomorrow, you will go to the vote conscientiously. Elect the people you want representing your interests, but more importantly, please elect people who have the mindset that this community needs. Dedicated, committed individuals who will take our state forward. Above all, please vote. Make your voice heard. Together, we will pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and keep going. I'll take your questions, if you have any. Go ahead, Ador. All right.
Mr. Governor,
Yes, Toasted.
what are your thoughts on how you plan to revive activity here in the game and in the community?
As we've seen before, the continuing to do SSUs all the time it's not a sustainable long-term solution, because what we're having is, like I've mentioned a couple times already, we have people who really like them, and then we have people who really kind of don't. But as you can see, I mean, scroll down on the right side of the screen when there's people playing. It's not consistent like it used to be. Like I know I'm not the only person that remembers when it was, but I'll tell you that the only lasting long-term solution to continuing to keep it going is more updates. That's something that we can't just create and pull out of our butt. We can't do that. We can incentivize business startup, which we're going to do. We're going to work with the Secretary of State to make it a lot easier and provide better incentives for starting your own company, because we've seen a lot of success there. But I think that starting more businesses and creating more private sector jobs, which people have told us that they want, like that's been something that people have said that they want us to do, but it requires work on their part. We can't create companies from nothing and expect that people are going to be successful just because they started a company in the private sector. A lot of people I said this last week, that a lot of people underestimate the level of work that's required to create a private company like that. In terms of what we're going to do on our part to keep activity going, I'm gonna have the lieutenant governor go back to hosting the crazy events that he used to do. I intend to be a lot more present than I have been, both on this stage and just in the game generally. I think that that's not going to fix the problem, but it is going to help. One of the things that in the public survey that I did recently, people said is that they want to see our faces more. So we're going to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Could I ask you a question more on the side of community management? And you kind of touched on this when you were speaking right then. So with events and community activity, just as a whole, are you planning on doing more mod-based events in the community instead of
As
just like
in,
Zhao doing it?
so I think if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you're referring to, hang on just a minute. I don't want, uh, all right. I believe you're referring to more of the structured style of events where we have like the races that we used to do from like the Park Service used to do stuff like that, or the boxing matches and at Sterling Fitness and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about. There's no reason why we can't bring that stuff back, for sure. There's absolutely no reason why we can't. I just don't think that it's a long-term solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think that it's a band-aid on a broken arm. I think the broken arm, as citizens have said in the surveys and as they've said in person many times, I think that the broken arm obviously is the consistency of updates. But I don't think there's definitely stuff that we can do, and that's one of the things we can do. Some of the more events that we don't just you know say at here play the game. We can do a little bit better to make it more interesting. You know what I mean? I think you're right about that for sure.
I
What are
have
your
an idea.
thoughts?
What's your idea?
What if?
Oh, hi Gavin. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. What if you made a Ridgeway County Recreation Department that hosts
Recreation.
events?
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? That sounds like a job that Park Service could do, because that's pretty much what they are. I
Then
think they
they
already
should
have
be
more
they
of a
should be out here
capability.
hosting these events.
Yes, they should.
Wasn't I
You're right.
talking to you just
I think
earlier
you should
about
do that.
becoming recreation director?
Um, so think about it like this. Gavin raises an interesting. He hasn't died, Amelius. He's just not. He doesn't say anything publicly. But I was talking to him earlier today. He's not. He's not dead. He's just around. He's around a little bit. What I would say is, think about it like this. In real life, It's called the Department of Parks and Recreation, isn't it? So I don't really understand. I think that's a great idea, Gavin. We should completely do that. That's absolutely something we should do. You know what? I'm gonna write it down. That's something we're gonna do. That's a great idea. Because all they do is complain about how they had nothing to do. You know what I mean? That's like Parks talks about it all the time, is that they had nothing to do. Well,
Rename it.
okay, awesome. Uh, is there any other thing? Did you have any follow-ups to that, Gavin, or can we move? Is there anybody else?
No, that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, Dora, what's your question, or are you gonna say never mind right away? Why does Reagan say you blame them? When you're talking about them, do you mean the Senate? I don't blame the Senate for inactivity. I think the Senate themselves are inactive, but I don't think that they caused the game to be inactive. That would be an unfair assessment. Um, the cause of the game's inact of the I don't want to say the game is inactive, because it's not. I mean, it's not near as bad as it was during our first activity slump that we had. But when it comes to it's, I hesitate to place blame on like it was this person's fault or whatever, because that's not entirely fair. There is when it comes the lack of consistent updates are what causes it for sure. But to say that, you know, it's one person's fault or a group, the Senate, just to cut my extremely unnecessarily long answer short, no, I don't blame the Senate for the game being inactive, not at all. But yes, I think the Senate's inactive. I mean, I think that would be a reasonable assessment. I think the Senate's inactive. Who's next?
Hi, Mr. Tuna. Yeah, I have a question.
Millions.
Hi. How was, when Joao was talking about forming that community oversight thingamabobber? I forgot what it was called. How's
I
that
don't
going?
actually. I did
Oh,
not hear about that.
it was
This is
like
the first I've heard of it.
the civilian board or something, or what do they
Oh,
what do they call it
yes,
again?
I did hear about that. I haven't
Yeah, was
heard
it
of.
was it successful? Yeah, are they doing things?
I don't know. I wasn't involved in it. Just to be
Oh,
completely bare bones honest with you, I wasn't involved in that. So, you guys can let me know if that was successful. I didn't even realize that the lieutenant governor was doing that, so that's great. Um, I have heard mention of the civilian board by a couple of people. Um, I think it's. I mean, just on principle, I don't know the details of it, obviously, but
Man,
it sounds like a good idea to me. I think we should do it.
I'm a senator and I have no fucking clue about that shit, man.
Well, the Senate doesn't have much clue about anything. I don't think that you would disagree with that, um, Mr. Toasted. But
Then tell me,
the
Jack.
Senate's non-existent at the
No,
current stage.
I feel like can I just take it over? Become like a
You just I am the Senate
just I am the Senate.
kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Like a
Oh,
Pinkerton coup.
Jack is getting rid of somebody.
Mr. Governor, I have a question
Yes,
for
sir.
you. You speak about doing commerce-related things and working with
Yes.
the Department of State to help businesses. I just sent an idea in a little group chat that we are in, having Department of State or maybe even the event committee that moderation has now announce in the events channel when businesses go up and do things like if there's a pizza business and they decide that, they want to have some activity, they go over to the Pizza Shack and they start running that stuff. Maybe having a channel where we announce that kind of stuff. That Pizza Shack is open during the SSU or right now.
Yeah.
Come on
Yeah.
down and have some role play.
Well,
What are your
look
thoughts
at
on
the
that kind of
roleplay
stuff?
events. Just take a look at the roleplay events that the lieutenant governor has been doing. Those are, I mean, he tends to schedule them during times when I'm not available. But when the ones that I have heard of have been, I mean, based on what I've heard of them, they've been successful because you get the chief justice coming down and doing stuff, and you get, um, more of the RP side of things coming out. So I think that would be something that we should do during those events, not SSUs, because SSU is mostly just let's all get on and play together. Whereas those are more of let's have court hearings and let's bring in, you know, um, the restaurants. And back in the day, we used to
Yeah.
have
Okay.
Ferris's Fresh Fades during the RP events. They would open. That's what you're talking. That kind of sounds like what you're talking about to me. So
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
think
talking about. Just
yeah, we should definitely
without
do
the
that, for
event
sure.
happening, just a business being able to host on their
That's the
business
part
time
of it,
when their employees are available,
right?
and then the government or
So
somebody announcing it.
yeah, that's the part of it where people don't understand the level of dedication that is required, because you'll have situations where people will start a company for whatever thing, and look at Pinkerton. The consistency is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's even government departments have a hard time being as consistent
And
as some of the
like
companies have been.
It'd have to depend on the type of business as well. You know, like you see restaurants don't do shoot too hot, but then things like Pinkerton here, we've done great. We're able to host events and do community events in the Pinkerton Discord with like 300 plus people. But then there's
Mhm.
these smaller businesses that aren't able to do that. They only have like, you know, their employees in the Discord. If they announce
Yeah.
something, it's just their employees. No one in the public's
Yeah.
gonna hear about it. They're not gonna have much
Okay,
fun.
I see that. I see that. I think that there is a way. Yeah, I think that there is a way to do that. To incorporate the whole. By the way, just so that people know, the whole idea behind the event committee, it used to be called the SSU committee until somebody renamed it. It wasn't me, but back when the whole idea behind it was that before the event committee, it was only moderators that were allowed to post in that channel for events and stuff like that. And we kind of decided, well, you know, what if the moderators aren't online? Like, what if they don't want to do that? Like, what if that doesn't happen? So the whole idea was to, well, the community members want to do an event, then we can select people who are, you know, that we trust with the ability to ping the whole entire server with an event, you know?
Hmm.
By the way, I just want to say, and I know I've said this a bazillion times already, the fact that voice chat is back makes me so happy.
Oh yes,
Who's
I
with
think
me
this
on
will
that?
help with
Oh my
activity as
god,
well.
things are way better. The last time, it's like, oh my god, for the state of the state, it was awful, because if you guys were watching, when I finished the speech, I didn't know what to do. The whole room was silent, and I was like, huh, because I was expecting that. You know what I mean? I don't know, a little bit of a nerd part there, but I'm really happy to be back. I'm glad we're back. Well, it's not just that Adore, but I expected, you know, booing and shouting and like
Like
whatever.
during the
You know what
actual
I
State
mean?
of the
Like,
Union when people stand up and clap and
right. Because that's what I was expecting. Like, because if you go watch my first State of the State, there was tons of that, tons of screaming in the middle of the speech. You know what I mean? So I was like, let's go have some fun, and there wasn't. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Who's next, I suppose? I don't know if I answered your question. I hope I did. Yes, Adore.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to accuse me of having dementia? Oh, why do I say it's a metaphor? It's not a. It's not a.
yeah, no,
It's
that
not
line
meant to be
went
taken
hard. That line
literally.
went hard. That line went
Yeah,
hard.
that was crazy, bro.
What are you talking about? It didn't. It wasn't even that deep of a line.
No, it went
No,
hard,
no,
bro.
no,
Like
that
you have to
brought
really
back
That
analyze
went,
the
it went
lyrics.
crazy.
You have
I'm
to
not gonna
analyze the
lie.
lyrics,
Like
bro.
I heard that and I was like, oh my god.
You want me to read it again?
Yeah, read it again,
I
read it
still
again.
have it here.
Read it again. Read it again.
Encore.
Read it again.
Okay, we're not sure where the future is taking us. Halfway through Ridgeway's third year, we find ourselves faced with serious questions. Is activity coming back? And will it be consistent? Are updates truly coming? Can police and public service departments resume their normal operations again? How will we continue to grow our business? These are all questions we cannot answer definitively. For when we look out ahead, we see a cloudy gray horizon where we once saw a clear blue sky. This administration will not quit in our drive
That go
towards
hard.
creating
That go
lasting solutions
hard.
to the problems. I'm not done. To the problems our state faces. Though our path is long and the road is hard, I can see the sun behind that cloudy horizon ahead of us. There, that's the line. It's not even that deep. Maybe I should have said that at the beginning.
Hey, yo, that guy really enjoyed it. Look how hard he's clapping.
Sir, Mr. President, Mr. President. Bro,
I think the
my
minority
goodness.
really enjoyed that.
bro brought him out into the shooting.
He enjoyed that line.
Why would he
There's
do
no
that? Worst protector ever, bro.
Why would he bring outside to an...
Yeah, literally,
Oh
what
my
a little
goodness.
goofball.
He's dead
I only
now.
have like 17 bullets,
Yo.
so like it's...
After party at the Pinkertons. Be there or be square.
Mr. Toasted, there's a shooting! Mr. Toasted!
Oh my god, the shooter's in here. Look, the shooter's right there. He's got a gun. He's got a para.
Oh my god, I'm
got a
gonna kill you!
para.
Oh my
He's got a
god!
para.
Not really. For the like legal reasons, that is a joke, Garcia, so I please not again.
Now we have James Meat on National Guard. We are saved.
Better not be any
Dude,
like
deploy the
DP
National
trying to get
Guard.
in the building. Dude, the other day there was like 8 to 10 shooters, and like the guard actually had to get deployed.
shoot. You see, I'm only on to Money Farm. With
I
three
wanted to be
squadron
the first
stashes,
CEO
one
of a
defense,
private
okay?
corporation
So,
to become a
I'm
member
so
of the
glad your
United Nations
protector,
Security Council.
was here to see.
Unfortunately,
save you,
my
Lord. Aren't you
appearance today
happy?
has been clouded by a flurry of speculation that my company is developing a weapon of mass destruction, which would
Stop
be
it.
capable of
I
targeting
don't know what you're
specific
talking
ethnic
about over
groups.
there.
I
That's
want
so
to address
mean.
these allegations head on.
Sit
Are
down.
we
They are true.
developing such a weapon? No, we are not.
Joey, come
Because
on,
we've
man.
already developed it.
Are you doing
Hey,
Cave
that's my
Johnson?
seat. What?
Oh my god,
No,
I
you're
can
not.
say
Damn it.
hi!
Damn it. I can't believe I just made a Portal reference and nobody knew what it was.
No,
I
I'm
feel...
Jonathan Irons from fucking Modern Warfare, or sorry,
Oh,
Advanced
you're
Warfare.
Kevin Spacey, aren't you?
Kevin Spacey.
Yes, I'm Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey.
you're
Before
Kevin
before
Spacey.
all the stuff that Kevin Spacey
no,
did.
no, I know. We're not
No,
going to
no,
talk
no.
about
What
it because
stuff?
of
What stuff?
because
All
of
of the
TOS, where
witnesses
we don't
that
want to
happened died.
we don't want to get any of ourselves warned. But anyway, back on topic.
All
So
right,
that-
I'll be giving grenades to Pinkerton. Any complaints?
Yeah, Pinkerton RPGs, please.
I'm not
They will be
hearing any.
getting grenades
Can we get
from
the
the war
Lord of
map.
War to deal us AKs?
Who is the Lord of War?
The clown bozo.
Clown
Oh
Comics
my
is the
god,
Lord of
Jordy
War.
underscore Pruetty's on. Hold on,
Okay.
Pinkertons.
Other questions before we waste everybody else's time.
Yeah, Mr. Titanic, another question.
Millions.
So, you know how you said that you're gonna have cabinet meetings again?
Yeah.
How is the RCSO apps for automatics going, man? Because
Yeah, I was just
want
about to
my
talk about that.
automatics.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
It's never
The amount of
coming
time-
out. It's never coming out.
No. It did come out, but only once. I have messaged Tacos about it now 3 times, and gotten nothing from him. So
I think I have twice.
I'm going to. The problem is that the law says that he's the one that has to do them, and RCSO has to manage them. So I'm sorry about that. It's been a huge mess because we haven't been able to get RCSO to actually do what they agreed that they were going to do. So I'm going to consider one of 2 things. Either one, I'm going to try to get Tacos to get back on track, and if I can't get that to happen, then this next Senate session we might look at amending the law and having someone else do it, because it really does need to get done, and it doesn't seem to be getting done. So that's the story for you on that. I wish that it's just that it's not legal for anyone else to do it. The law says that the sheriff's office does it and manages them, so it is on Tacos. But I will try we need to either amend the law, like I said, or get Tacos to do it.
I think we should be like the real government and make a completely new agency for that one purpose.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Let's make a complete
The
new.
Department of Gun Control, I think that's
The
us.
Department
No,
of
no.
Gun
It's just
Control-
the Department of Licensing and Records. Yep. We're gonna do
Callahan,
driver's
what?
licenses now too.
What did you do to the suspect?
What?
He said fricks. Fricks the
Excuse me?
suspect.
He fricked the suspect?
Why do we have
Oh
the
my
British
God.
CAT here, dude? We have like British law enforcement here. Are we gonna have a stabbing?
He's leaving.
Both of them are leaving.
Okay, bye. All right. Next questions, if there are any. Go ahead, Ador.
Large,
You're
I'm
asking
gonna advise
me
you
for
not
my
to answer that
opinion
question.
You're
Gah.
asking me for my opinion on
You're
bubblegum?
shooting.
I don't really have one.
Get him, guys. Get him.
He's definitely dead.
Okay. All right. Well, that happened.
What are your thoughts on more community-based events like game nights, for instance? I think we've done them like once or twice
Um,
before, but where we go play other games instead of just Ridgeway, just to build community relations.
You are not
Definitely
playing
not
horror
about it.
games with the Ridgeway community, Toasted.
I want to
It's not
play Among
happening.
Us with the Ridgeway community. I want to play
We
Among
banned
Us.
this guy.
I'm not. I'll say this. I'm not opposed to it. I think that would be great. I think we should do that. I don't think we should do it more than we do Ridgeway things, but I do think we should.
Well, yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I think that the primary thing that we do as a community should be based around here, which I just... Okay, I know that I've said this like 18 times already, but I'm going to say it again. We needed... I didn't know just how much I missed voice chat until it was gone. And then I was like, oh, this is boring now.
I play other Roblox games that have voice chat. I'm like, oh my gosh, Roblox has voice chat. It's
It
like this is
needed
the
it. It needed it so bad because we can now we can connect in a way that we could not at all before. And going back to the time that I mean, how long did Roblox exist or we didn't have it? You know, it was forever. And but I think the biggest thing is that we no longer have to cross-platform when it comes to communicating through voice. We can just do it all in one, which has just been, I think, amazing. And I'm so glad that it's back. I think that it makes me want to play the game again. It really does. So I have to say that for the 19th time there we go. I've said it for the 19th time. So
Mr. Titanic. Well, what music do you want for the after party?
I don't know. Probably whatever crap that you can pull out of your sound panel or whatever else.
Okay, I've got crap I can pull out of my sand panel.
Yep.
Oh, it's over. It's so over.
What are your thoughts on Ice Spice, Mr. Titanic?
Kill this
comment.
guy now.
Are you a fan of Doja Cat, Mr. Titanic?
Not really. Kinda.
Okay, okay. Let me change some
Other
stuff
questions. Other questions. Who are you guys? Here, I have a question for you guys. Who are you voting for Senate?
up.
Depends on who gets on the ballot, I suppose, right? You and me both. I'm waiting on Ronnie.
What do you mean you're waiting on Ronnie? Aren't you the state election
Yeah,
manager?
but he has to. Yeah, I am, but he has to pull the ballot results because I still don't have access to it. So hopefully we'll have that before the end of the night. But I would like everyone to join me in our disappointment that Toasted Pueri's name was not on the ballot.
I mean, hey. Are candidacy still up? Can I still go
No,
apply to be a
it's
candidate?
not. Nope, you
Oh.
cannot.
What if I do a petition?
However, I may be. Well, I don't want to set that precedent. No.
Can I petition?
No.
Oh.
Although you weren't, I don't understand why you didn't run though, because you were not a bad senator. I mean, you were not one of the cancerous
I was
ones.
the only one
And
that
you-
attended all
well-
the Senate events.
Yeah, and you had to fight pretty hard to get in the Senate because they refused to seat you when you were first elected. Remember?
Yeah. But now
And
I'm
you had
going
to-
to the United Kingdom and the Dutch Caribbean with Pinkerton. I'm
Oh,
a
great.
billionaire
That's
now,
great.
Lodge. I'm a
That's
billionaire.
amazing. Best of luck to you.
I'm gonna go make car bombs in Ireland.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody? The Discord audience. Does the Discord audience have any questions? If they can hear us. It looks like we have a request to speak. Toasted, who I'm not going to grant because he's in game. Doesn't need to be on the stage. Tactical Grunts requested to speak. We will invite him to speak.
He's in game too. Hey. No, what's his specialty treatment?
up,
He's
Grunts?
right there.
What's your
Sit
question?
down.
Can't hear him. Might be AFK. Grunts, what's your question?
Hey, Grunts,
Yeah.
wake up!
It's Omnilius over there. Says
Hello?
you should wake up.
I don't think he's
Okay.
waking up.
Anybody else? I think we got Seal in the. Go ahead, Grunts. You're still on the stage. No, we
No,
can't
we
hear
cannot.
you.
We cannot hear you.
Grunts.
Well, just say your question because I'd like to hear it. Say it quickly. We got
You guys hear me now? Can you guys
We
hear me
got. Yep, we
Okay,
can.
now
What's-
I
I
can,
can hear you
yes.
in the Discord. What's your question?
Alrighty, guys. So my question was, what's really this press conference about?
Somebody arrest this
See,
guy.
I'll tell you
Somebody-
this, Grunts. Omnilius's voice is better. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Sorry to
Man,
break
Yeah,
it to
your
you,
voice
but,
sucks. Your
yeah,
voice sucks.
Omnilius' voice is
Yeah,
immeasurably
mine is
better than
nice
that.
and smoothing.
It's not.
I gave it a
It's
try.
not
Like
Omnilius over there.
if I'm gently
Yeah.
caressing you.
Your voice is still hoarse, man. It's like
Anyway,
you
the
smoked for
question was
15
for those of
years.
you that didn't hear. either on Discord or through the game. For those of you that didn't hear, the question was, what is the point of the press conference? And honestly, the point of the press conference was to announce my 2 appointees. I have a new communications director, and I nominated insert for Superior Court judge. So those are the those are the first. That's the first part of it. Second part is to sort of respond to the sort of lackluster state of the state that we just had, which I'm sure you all agree it was kind of weird. It was a weird state of the state. The first one was way more fun. So the communications director was Urbay's BF. That's his name. I
Yeah,
will after the press
what do they
conference.
do? Like, what does
So the communications director
do?
is his first priority is going to be to establish a press corps among our news agencies. So he's gonna work with Stanley over at
Who's our communications director, sir?
RSpan. What are you talking about?
Who's our
Who said that?
communications director?
The one that I just appointed?
Yes, yes, sir.
Urbay's BF. That's his name.
Wherever you are.
Go sit down, otherwise I'm gonna kick you off the stage. What was I saying? Oh, his primary responsibility is going to be to establish a press corps, and then he's going to have a press conference every week with them only, not with the public. And he'll just read a statement from my office if he has one. He'll also just take questions from the news agencies about just whatever the news has questions about. That's basically his job. The public ones, like we're having right now, that's still gonna be me. He's not gonna do the public ones, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But that's just gonna be what I'm gonna do. His other responsibility is he's gonna be helping me with writing stuff so that I can write more. A lot of my speeches and statements are just on the fly. I just write them and I hope that it works. And a lot of times that's not a really good strategy, because a lot of times that they won't work. Uh-oh, illegals in your yard. But that's not always the best strategy to do things, so he's going to help me out with that. That's going to be his other responsibility.
So is he like a public information officer, basically, to put it
Kinda,
simple?
yeah. Hope that answers that. Anything else? We can end it if you guys are all done.
There's 3 people in here that have questions.
Adora, go ahead.